like to open the meeting of the regular city council meeting at 6 p.m. on November 10th, 2022. Roll call, everybody is in attendance. We appreciate you all being here. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilman Kester, and then we'll have an invocation by Gloria Montoya, with Daystar. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening with the City Council meeting, Lord God. Father, Lord, we just ask you to put your hands up on the meeting, the agenda, everything. Lord, all the council members, Lord God, we ask thee to make a way for each and every agenda, Lord God, and we ask thee to touch each and everyone's family, our law enforcement officers, Lord God, our military personnel, Lord Jesus, as Veterans Day is tomorrow, Lord, and just be with all those that are in need, Lord God. We just thank you for all you do, your blessings, your protection, and guidance over Holbrook, Lord God. And we give you all honor and glory in your precious name, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Gloria. All right, with that, we'll go to the consent agenda for October 27th, 2022. Do we have a motion?
I move we approve the consent agenda for the October 27th meeting.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Looks good to everybody. All right. All that accept the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion moves. Number 5, call to the public for non-agenda items.
Don't have.
There are none. Number 6, call to the public for agenda items.
Don't have any.
We have none, thank you. Number 7, new business. The first one we have is a special events license from Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. Carolyn Castillo is the one that submitted the request. Manager Soltis, is there any information you'd like to give to us for that?
No, it looks like the application's in order. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't approve it.
Okay, appreciate that. All right, do we have a motion for approve the special event license?
So make a motion to
Thank you.
okay this special event for the church.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And they said that was for a fundraiser, so that'll be good. I know they've got a big celebration coming up next year, and I'm sure they're gonna have multiple fundraisers coming up, so give our support to them. All right, moving on to item B7, a re-award bid for the 3 police vehicles. Chief Christensen, welcome back.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I was previously here with a bid award to Shoal Ford. However, shortly after awarding them the bid, they advised that they were unable to order any vehicles. I reached out to the second bid, which was Santan Ford. Spoke to their salesman. He said he had already had vehicles in the system, and he marked us down for 3. So I'm asking that you review and approve the second bid from Santan Ford in the amount of $140,777.79.
Appreciate it. Do we have a motion?
I have one question, just to clarify, to make the motion. This is just the base 3 vehicles. In addition, we'll be paying for the trim packages?
Yes.
Make a motion we approve the purchase of the 3 police vehicles for $140,777.80.
I second.
Thank you. Any more questions or discussion? All right. All in favor of this new bid for the motion that Councilman Kester said, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion approved. Good luck this time.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully, I'm hopeful that we can get them. It's a shortage nationwide, so crossing my fingers that they'll produce the ones that they have.
Sounds good. Yes, Councilman Dixon.
So you said they do have some at Santan? Or
They
need
have
to
some
order?
in the system. They were able to put some in the system. He says he can't guarantee that they're all gonna be built, but he did put in more than 3 for other agencies.
Do you know what the turnaround on that is?
It's usually 6 to 7 months. So if they do get built, we won't see them until next year.
Okay.
So,
Thanks, man.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item number C, our annual report from our library. Wendy Stevenson.
Good evening, council. Thank you for having me back.
For being here.
It's been a little bit. I want to say thank you for the service that you perform here on this stage. I was a very young adult when my mother was on the school board in a very contentious situation. And I know I've seen what she went through, and I am sure that you have gone through just as many dramas. And so I want to thank you for that service. So tonight, we're going to talk about Holbrook Public Library, our library. Can you see around me, or do I need to sit down?
Let's see.
Good.
I might sit
Do I
down
need to turn screen at all? Is that
anyway.
the screen okay, everybody?
Councilman Wolf, are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Better now that I sat down?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down anyway, see if I can keep out of trouble with this rolly chair. So, it's our library, and I like to think of it that way, and when I am visiting with children, whether we've gone to the schools or they've come to us, they often will talk to whoever from the library is speaking with them about your library. And it's not my library, it's our library. And I like to tell them that because I follow it up with, and if you bring all of your stuff back, you can have it again next time you need it. I'd like you to meet our librarians. From left to right, Michelle Schoenberger, Emily Whitehorn, Carmen Whitehorn, and Deanna Penrod. These fabulous ladies make the magic happen, and I have been blessed to work with them. So, for the last budget year that we've completed and gathered data for, we welcomed 23,968 visitors and hosted 192 events. We facilitated 9,402 computer sessions and added 17,088 new items and 316 new accounts. I really have to question the census. This is the sort of number of new accounts we see every year, and they are not locals getting accounts. They're folks coming to our area.
Wendy, was that, you said 17,000, but that says 1,780.
I'm sure I said it wrong. I frequently run my numbers where they don't belong. It's 1,788 new items.
And that's impressive. We didn't need 17,000.
17's a lot.
Yeah, we're okay with those numbers.
That would have been magic on my book budget. We also checked out 24,481 items, and the chart shows you where the breakdown is. The great big purple is physical books. The yellow is movies. The bright pink is digital items, which is increasing every year, but still not as Amazon would have us believe, putting paper in the trash. And the skinny blue is audiobooks, and that teeny tiny little red thing is video games. And there are some other miscellaneous items that the fine detail would not show up on the chart. We circulate puzzles. And in addition to video games, we also circulate board games inside the building. So you can borrow one and play and bring it back before you head out. Oceans of Possibilities was this theme of this past summer reading, and we had 168 participants who read 51,000. This time I really have 2 digits on the left side of that comma. 51,935 minutes, which is a really cool number for Holbrook, I think. Fabulous stuff, cool stuff. And I'm just gonna let you look at those, and then we're gonna go to the next slide. The Cloud Library, Libby, streaming, and the One Act cultural passes. So, that feels like that's out of order. The this is the Libby screen, so we'll take Libby first since she came up. Libby is Overdrive's cute little icon, paper doll, online paper doll, that will introduce you to downloading both audio books and books, print books that are in an e-format. And the pull-down screen that is there, this is just a screenshot, are 10 libraries from other places in Arizona that share their e-collections with Navajo County. We are a member of the Navajo County Library District, and as such, we have 14 local lending partners, and these 10 additional partners. If you read ebooks and are comfortable in that environment, you will first be directed to look in the local collection, and then offered, when you scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, the opportunity to look through these for the item you're in search of. More cool stuff. It's the same cool stuff. Cloud Library is also an e-book platform that has recently added a component for us to stream video. And this is like this month. I'm very excited about it. And I'm gonna demonstrate live right here. So you would travel to Navajo County Library District, which looks like this, which is navajocountylibraries.org, and you would find the Cloud Library, which will take us to here, and you would choose movies, and you will need your library card, which I left too far away. Do you have yours in your pocket?
I played the fifth.
So Wendy, will you have registered already ahead of time so that that card works when you log in? How does
This
it
is
work?
my library card we're gonna look at,
No, I mean
if I
like
can
a-
find my card keys.
Like a new person though, will you register them or do you have to register on the
You can
website?
register online. Right pocket. You can register online. It will just give you access to online stuff.
You trying to remember that number?
Right?
Get a
It's
screenshot.
14 digits. I'm spoiled. On my desk there's a scanner. Come on. And, however, oh, why did you bump me back there? Come on. There we go. Okay. Lots of really fun content, things that you might be interested in. Some BBC series. The one that I found today that I was really tickled about, although series based on books is fun. Come on, be there. I even went and played one so you'd come up for us. Spanish, I bet you asked me about Italian. I bet you can find some Italian to help you practice. But this is the one I was excited about, the Oscar winners. And this one is also, just watch now.
I read the book that it was based on.
Isn't that a fabulous story? Book Club did that a couple years back. Isn't this cool? You're all gonna come get a library card tomorrow, aren't you? Not tomorrow, we're closed, next Tuesday. Come on. Da, da, da,
popcorn.
I have a machine over at the library. Okay,
Very good.
we didn't come to watch a movie,
Darn.
but that's some of the cool stuff that we have going on. The cultural, the One Act cultural passes are passes to places like the Charlotte Hall Museum and the Science Center down in Phoenix. You can check out from your public library, and a portion of your group, and it depends on where you're going, what the freebie is you get, but have a pass to get, usually it's 2 adults and a few kids, to get in free to cultural organizations around the state.
That's pretty neat.
That's something we're bringing online this month. And take me back to our library. Okay. So, things that I didn't make slides for was, I told you that there are 14 member libraries in Navajo County. The county, our membership with the district supplies a host, an unbelievable host of resources. We share a common catalog amongst those 14 lending partners and common circulation software. So you can take your Holbrook library card and walk into the Woodruff Library and check out their Italian language disc and go home and learn Italian. Or you can walk into Holbrook and say, I'm working on a report about cacti, and you can find the book you want. It might be in Snowflake, or it could be in Sholo, or Clay Springs, or Heber. You ask the libraries actually from home, you can put it on hold for yourself if you're savvy enough. Otherwise, library staff will put it on hold for you, and the owning library will drop it in the courier, and it'll show up at your library, our library, less than a week later. Something that the county provides the software and the courier. They provide all of that digital content I just showed you, and of a huge variety of databases, one of which is Ancestry, which you have to use inside a library building, but still, it's there. We did the demo. You know, as I was thanking people at the beginning, I failed to express gratitude for Michael Young and Napo and his crew from the Parks Department. This last week, they came and did some much needed outside maintenance on the library, and I am eternally grateful for the efforts that they put in. Okay, questions?
Yes.
So Wendy, I had a question. So when someone's doing a search, is it a seamless process? Do you just check into Holbrook and then that is at the same time accessing all these other libraries, or do you actually access different libraries?
Well, let's go look at it.
Yeah.
We can do it both ways. So here's the catalog.
Easiest place.
What do we want to look for? Because when I have to choose at this moment in front of the crowd, my brain goes completely
Odyssey.
blank. The Odyssey? Now you're going to challenge my spelling.
O-D-Y.
S-S.
No?
E-Y.
And the Iliad or just the Odyssey?
Yeah.
Okay, it's searching everything. All the libraries, all the possible fields.
So it's searching the 14 plus the 10.
No, because we're not looking for digital content. The digital content you search for separately, but it's searching all of the fields that are in the catalog. So it could be, Odyssey could show up in the description of an item. It will organize them according to some algorithms, so it should make sense. It's a search engine. Some days it works the way.
Will it search like the book content? So if Odyssey is in a chapter somewhere?
It's search is a notes field in the metadata record.
Okay.
So it's not the content of the book.
Okay.
It is just content that some human created to describe the book.
Okay.
Okay? So then we decide we like book number 2, Jack McDivitt. Oh, I love Jack McDivitt. If you're a science fiction fan, you should give him a try. Oh look, there's one in Holbrook. And one in Sholo. And both of them are available. And it slides down and can give you a little more information. There are 4 reviews of this item. 2 of them are professional reviews from the publisher and Kirkus, and looks like they're all 4 professional reviews. But there's also a tag field, so aliens, adventure, space opera. So any of those things that you typed into the field. So if you wanted to search for other space operas, we can go.
I thought we were searching for Homer's.
He said Odyssey.
Yeah.
We got to Odyssey. Nobody told me how far we were going. Do we want to find Homer's Odyssey? It was the first hit.
Well, that renews my faith in search engines.
It's not telling me where. Oh, it's an EPUB. So the EPUBs that show up in this catalog search where the physical items are as well are licensed to Navajo County Library District. And you'll notice I say that licensed, not owned by, because the publishers will not sell you the item. They will only license it to you for a short period of time.
It's only been in the public domain for
I know.
3,000 years.
I know. You can go and find it on the Gutenberg Project and several other places where you wouldn't have to worry about licensing
Okay, good.
of this particular title. Next question.
I have a question. So I'm a physical bibliophile, which I've been told is not a sustainable behavior for my
It is.
relationship. But
Oh,
when
for
we-
your relationship.
for the
okay.
200, you see the 24,000 items that were checked out, does that include ebooks, or does that include somebody opening up a book and sitting down and reading?
It does
paper?
include, let me go back to the chart.
Checked out. 24.
Oh, okay, so that's books, movies, games.
Okay,
Got it.
the big purple one
Yep.
is physical books. 67% of the things that we moved around last year were physical books.
Right.
That makes my heart just still feel all warm and fuzzy. Sorry, Colleen.
I'm with you, Wendy.
Okay,
I like to hold
what else can I tell you?
Any other questions?
Great presentation, Wendy.
Thank you.
Yes, we're very proud of the library. And all of you, your staff. You do a great job.
Again, I could never do anything without them. I've been blessed. We don't have turnover. Those who have left still come and volunteer. Life is good.
Life is good.
Fun fact, Wendy was my first non-family boss. As a 16-year-old, I worked for the library when it was right next door to the gym, and I remember she had just come on and took down all the please be quiet signs, and I thought, oh, we're gonna go along just fine. So,
We did, didn't we?
We did.
Shortly after Virginia, huh?
Yes.
Not too long, yeah.
Anyways, but we do appreciate all that you and your staff does, and the libraries, they are a resource that I don't think we utilize enough, but it's impressive the numbers that you are getting, and so we appreciate you and everything you guys do. No other library, I don't think, in the country does a Nerf night for their teens. You know, that's impressive.
And they want us to do it again so bad.
Gotta be careful what you start. Huh?
And thank
Yes.
you for bringing up Nerf Night, because I didn't create a slide for our weekly events. And while we have not reinstituted Nerf Night, we will eventually. It might not be every week, but we will. I can't hold out against them for long. Our weekly events include preschool story time. Procrastinators on Thursday evening, where you can bring the craft that has been hiding at the back of the closet for as long as you want, and maybe enjoy a little social encouragement to finish your project. Code Club, Lego League, strength training for seniors, and chair yoga. So
That's fantastic.
the big room on the front of the library gets a lot of
That's great.
set up, tear down.
You guys do a lot, so we appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for your presentation. We look forward to it. See what you guys do next year as well, so. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
You are most welcome.
All right, and with that, that is the end of our new business. We'll go to our summary of current events. I'll start. I was able to attend a United Way Northeast Arizona Strategic Planning meeting. We have Flagstaff as the United Way area, and they just hired the Phoenix Philanthropy Group to help determine the role and what they want to do, especially in northeastern Arizona, kind of in Navajo County. And so they had a great strategic planning session, and they've got a lot of good things in store. But they want to know what our needs are, you know, for Holbrook and, like I said, all of Navajo County. And so I was excited that they were understood that we're not Flagstaff, and so we appreciate that they were coming out and reaching out. And so we'll continue to have those discussions with them. Organizations like United Way, and there's others that have all these resources that we can use them. You know, we're not going to turn down any additional resources for any of our youth or seniors or any of our population. So we appreciate them. I was also able to meet with Arizona at Work Representative Julie Conroe, and I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with Arizona at Work, but it's a great job seeker service. They serve Navajo, Apache, and Gila County, and they have an office right here at the health department right there right by the Navajo County Courthouse, correct? So she's on the backside, and she's there on Mondays and Wednesdays, but it's a free service, and they offer all sorts of help. If you want to go get your CDL license, they will set you up. If you want to become a welder but you don't have steel-toed shoes, they'll provide your steel-toed shoes for you, and things like that. And it's all free of charge. You do have to qualify, but we live in a community that, you know, the majority of people that come through, they're able to find some way that you will be able to qualify. So that's a great resource for our community as well. Manager Soltis and I were invited to attend a meeting with the Holbrook Senior Center Board. They shared with some of the programs that they offer, and along with some of the challenges they're facing. And as we continue, you know, we talk about budget talks and things like that, and the strategic plan, we make sure we don't want to forget about our seniors. And we have a lot of people starting to retire, and I don't want to see them move out of town. And so what we can do for them. But we appreciate the board. Our own Councilman Nilsson is the president of the Senior Center Board because he didn't have anything else to do, along with the Historical Society and Catholic Charities, and I'm not sure what else, but we appreciate him in that group, yes. So this afternoon I was able to attend the Real Arizona Corridor meeting, and for those that aren't familiar with Real AZ, it's the Navajo County Economic Development Arm. And so they had a little update about what's going on with the broadband. You know, they had set aside $10 million in ARPA funds with broadband, and they've also were approved through the Arizona Commerce Authority for an additional $10,000. And so they got 20 million. There's a big difference there. $20 million to go towards broadband. And so it's great getting an update from there, see where we're at with some of the challenges, you know, that they face. You know, whenever you're dealing with funding on a federal level, there's always going to be a few hiccups, but they're working it through, and hopefully that'll get going too. They plan on having a broadband loop that's, you know, begins in Holbrook, and a little loop around between Snowflake, Sholo, even back through Linden, Heber, back through Winslow and Holbrook. And so that'll be exciting. Anyways, they've also, Real AZ, they partner with different agencies too to make sure we have the right site selector programs available to us for any industry looking to move into this region. So it's great when we can pool our resources as a region, because we have a bigger, stronger voice when we say, hey, there may be 5,000 people, but people are going to commute. You know, they'll come from the neighboring areas, and so that just gives us more power behind our potential sites. And so we'll work with them to make sure we're giving them, identifying places in Holbrook that have our vacant lots or vacant buildings, and we'll get that to the county, and they'll make sure we're represented when these site selectors come to our region. So we want to thank the Elks and all the volunteers along with the Navajo County Fair for hosting another successful Halloween spectacular. And I also love seeing all the different businesses in town. I don't know how many businesses participate in like Halloween activities, but up and down, you know, Navajo and Hopi, it was fantastic to see so many businesses get involved and giving back. With that, the Small Business Development Council, they're going to start putting up their posters for their Please Buy Local campaign for the holidays. And we encourage everybody to please buy local, because our small businesses really are the backbone of any community, especially ours. And they're always giving. Our small businesses, anytime a little league, you know, or any organization needs something, they hit up these small businesses, and they are always so willing to give, and we appreciate them. Quick reminder again, I know I said it last time, but we are now only 3 weeks away from our Parade of Lights and our Festival of Trees, and we are still taking, you know, registrations for both of those. Congratulations and good luck to our Holbrook High School football team. I know Francie was probably going to say that too, and I beat you to it, sorry.
It's okay.
This time. But I want to, you know, it's been so fun going to the games and just seeing the community come out. It's been fun just to have a group to rally around again, and it really has been the community support's been fantastic. The Booster Club has been doing these great tailgating parties beforehand and celebrating with them, and we appreciate all their work on that too. Of course, we want to thank our veterans. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. I think Kip will probably talk about it. I think you've got some events coming up tomorrow for the Elks. And if anybody knows of any of the events going on, we'd love to hear about those. And last but not least, we won't be having our second meeting of this month. And hopefully you guys are all having your turkey dinners, because that'll be fun on a city council night. So we will not be having one there, but December 8th, that'll be our swearing in of our new council. We have 2 of our councilwomen-elect in the audience with us today. We appreciate them, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next month. So anyways, with that, we'll turn it over to Vice Mayor Payne.
Who has nothing tonight, but thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Marsh.
2 things. First, as we know, across the street this week we had an election, and I want to thank. Yeah, well, results regardless. What I want to say is thanks to the elections volunteers. That has got to be a tough job. Morning to afternoon through the evening, I'm sure they see it all, and I want to thank those people who volunteer for that, and as well as, of course, the county employees who work that. Second is that, of course, Councilman Wolford and I on October 29th attended the volunteer work session for the animal shelter. We showed up, and 2 of our police officers had already been there for an hour and dug half the holes, and so I want to thank them for putting in a whole day of hard work, as well as up to, I think, as many as 20 people who came, dug holes, laid wire. Everybody had a good attitude. Everybody went home with more hot dogs in their bellies than they could handle. So again, thank you to the city. Thank you for the animal shelter. Colleen, thanks for organizing that. And yeah, there's always work to do around here. So every time you hear of a chance, let's step up. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Woodward.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Veterans Day, so we have a veteran ceremony at 11 o'clock at the historic courthouse. So come on out, show your support for your veterans. Put your flags up, POWs, MIA flags if you got them. Yeah, so 11 o'clock tomorrow, hope to see people out there. It'll be cold, bundle up. It's always cold and windy usually. So, yeah, and hats off, shout out to the Holbrook Roadrunners football. Yeah, it's so cool seeing that. I know they got a Facebook. I did get on and I found a Facebook page, so it's easy to follow. In fact, we were able to follow last week's game, and they were 22-0, and yeah, and I believe they play Wilcox tomorrow.
That's correct.
So, yeah, isn't that where you're from?
That's right.
All right, go Roadrunners. Shout out, friends of the Holbrook Animal Shelter. Got them play yards up and going for the dogs. I've been volunteering, going up there helping to clean and feed. It's rough, but it's worth it. Right now, we've got so many dogs and cats in there. Volunteers are always needed for it, you know, donations. I run out a lot of treats, so, yeah. But come on out, get a hold of Animal Control Officer, and, you know, if you got an hour to spare just to come up and walk a dog or pet a cat, come on up. It's well worth it. Good therapy, good for the heart. What else did I have? I forgot my Elks, my phone, so I don't have my notes. The Elks, so we do got, what do we got coming up here? Might have to remind me, Mayor, I think I sent it to you, but,
Here, wanna send that to him?
let's see what I had on there. Thank you. Hey, that looks familiar. So, Veterans Day, and then we got the cornhole tournament coming up, November 19th. And this is, normally we do an annual golf, but this year they've decided to do this cornhole. It's gotten real popular, and people are traveling all over from town to town, state to state to play in these tournaments. But this is our big fundraiser for our scholarships. And Elks gives out some great scholarships every year to our local students. So this is something cool to get involved in and support. Yeah, and then of course we've got the Festival of Trees and Parade of Lights coming up. So put that out now. That's December 3rd, because we won't have another meeting between now and then. So always look forward to that. Have that hot cup of hot chocolate, lots of marshmallows, so, all right, and that's what I've got.
All right, thank you very much. So, Councilman Dixon.
So, I just wanna thank all of our veterans. I call this Veterans Week, not just Veterans Day tomorrow. You know, a lot of people don't understand how important it is, for those of us who have served in the armed forces. I know Kip was in the Navy, I was in the Navy, and Ted was in the Air Force. Did I miss anybody here? But it's a sacrifice to serve. I mean, it's not just a good thing to do for our country. It's a sacrifice being away. It's been being in the Navy. We travel a lot overseas, and especially if you have a family or you start a family while you're in the military, that's very tough. My dad was an Army veteran, served in World War II, jumped into Normandy on D-Day. My uncles served. I come from a long line of service members. So I just want to thank all of our veterans for their service and the current active duty people who do sometimes have it very tough. Thank you. That's all I have now.
Thank you. Councilman Nelson.
I had a few things. The first one was Renee Maxwell, who was a lifelong resident of Holbrook, passed away, and her funeral was last Saturday. She is the widow of Myron. She was a dear, dear woman. And I just wanted to acknowledge her. Applications are being accepted for the emergency food bank Christmas boxes. So if you know somebody that would need a Christmas food box, send them to the senior center, and the food bank's open from 12 to 2. They can fill out an application, and if you feel so inclined to volunteer to help that day, the day of distribution will be December 17th, and we start about 7 in the morning and we're done by noon. And this year we're anticipating about 150 boxes. I also would like to thank the election department, especially Mike and Heather Ferguson and that entire crew. You know, when you read of the problems they have other places, our election center here in Woodruff run like clockwork. It's amazing that none of our machines quit, and that we only had one. But I mean, that it really runs like clockwork. It was peaceful. It was a wonderful voting experience for everybody that was there. I would like to point out that Sarah Meeks, who's our high school band coach, every year puts on it'll be the 8th annual Painted Desert Marching Band Festival. It'll be Saturday from noon until 2. It costs $3. About 8 different bands come from around the area. Well worth seeing. I mean, I love our football team, don't get me wrong, but the band program is awesome here. I'd also like to point out that the Hub is putting on a turkey trot on November 19th, and it will be at the county complex along that trail. And to enter, it costs 10 items of non-perishable food items. The trail distance is 2.5 miles. The prizes will be awarded, and the food will be donated to the Holbrook Emergency Food Bank. And this is a wonderful organization. They had a Halloween run. They had a Halloween run.
Zombie walk.
A zombie walk, that's what it was. It was a zombie walk, and they donated all the proceeds to the Holbrook Food Bank, which are gonna help put Christmas boxes here just next month. And that's all I have, thank you.
It's fantastic, thank you. Councilman Kester.
Since you said something about the Holbrook band, I talked to a lot of older people that were in the band, and it's always been a great band
It sure has.
for the size of the school. My condolences go out to the Maxwell family. I missed the service. I had my children up in Phoenix and children, so I missed it. Other than that, I'm gonna enjoy a cruise next weekend.
Good for you.
All right, we appreciate it, thank you.
Hope I don't fall in the
We'll be thinking of you. All right, thank you. City Manager Soltis, thank you.
Sure, yes. We're kind of doing the next phase of electricity savings or utility savings at the gym. We're putting in double pane windows. We had put double pane windows over at the community center, and it really makes a difference. It gets too hot or too cold, but with those double pane windows, I know that the folks that, and we have a lot, that use that gym over there will be grateful for the new double pane windows. We also installed some new bathroom doors, solid core doors. Our other doors had a little bit too much wear and tear. At the community center, Mike's done a fantastic, when we get done with all these renovations, I really should take you around just to see the work that Mike's done, these various facilities, really wonderful work. He has finished up the bathrooms, everything's new in the bathrooms, they're now handicap accessible, and right now he's working on the kitchen. We have a stove, a microwave, and so to provide us with another facility. Just this past week, a woman came in and she wanted to rent the rec center. We didn't have it available. Is there anything else in town? Yes, we have the community center. So really grateful that we're able to upgrade that facility. We're at that center. We're also working on bids, and I'll probably have them ready for you next week for AC heater units. Right now there's swamp cooler in there. It just doesn't work very well. So we got bids together to do that. I had mentioned all the water we had did damage by our wastewater ponds, and our crew's really done a nice job there, much better shape. Redirecting the water, cleaning up the banks that got washed away, and they worked really hard over there. I appreciate the work they did. We're also putting a new AC heater unit in the recreation building. One of the units went out the other day, so that should be upgraded soon. As you know, we had budgeted money for the Bucket of Blood buildings for stabilization of the structure. I had one architect out. This week we had another architect and engineer out to look at the buildings. One of the things he noted, for example, that he needs some roof work among many other things. But the idea is we don't want that structure just to continue to fall apart. We want to be able to stabilize it. You know, the rear wall came out. There's the front facade, really important to preserve that. So that's what they're going to be doing. The money we budget will be used to stabilize that facility. And hopefully I'll be able to bring them up here for a presentation at some point. The architect that was up this week was the one who did all the historic buildings in town. He evaluated all the historic structures like 30 years ago. I don't think it was that long ago, but close to it. So it's really funny, and kind of neat to have him back all these many years later. And then finally, Thanksgiving, as our mayor had mentioned, no meeting, next meeting because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Hope all of you have time to spend with the families. I know for me, Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are important holidays. It's a nice time to spend with the family. Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, with that, we go to item number 9, submission of written petition for items not on the agenda. There are none. And item number 10, adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I still make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We'll close this meeting at 6:45 PM.